Hi, welcome to Planetary Calendars, Astro Portraits. I'm Ralph Demetrius, one of the astrologers. This is a portrait of Bruno Mars as part of our music series, and it's abbreviated. I'm looking at just certain things in his chart. Not the whole chart, even though he's a real interesting guy, but he's young. He's born in 1985. I guess that's not that young, but still. He's born with the sun at 15 degrees. Libra, he's born with the moon at 7 degrees. Leo, he's born with rising at 2 degrees. Pisces, he has Venus and Mars opposite the rising, not quite on the descendant, and Virgo. He has at the midheaven Uranus, very close to the midheaven, 10 degrees to 14 degrees, and on the other side is 4 degrees Vesta, and in the same house is the part of fortune, all in Sagittarius. Now, he was born in Honolulu, yet he's made his fortune far from his home, which is what you'd expect with someone who made their fortune in Sagittarius, far from their home, right? One of the features we see all the time with people become very famous is, where is Uranus? It can be at the sun, the rising, or sometimes the descent. It's at the midheaven. It's that pattern we see again, midheaven. It's excitement in their career. They rise to the top. The Vesta there means he has a very strong mission about getting away from his home, traveling to distant lands, and being famous. That was his mission. But it's real sizzle. It's interesting, too, that it is a sextile within 1 degree, Uranus to his sun, right? From Sagittarius to Libra. So it's very strong. It's really empowering that. There's also a kind of a loose sextile that goes from his sun to his moon in Leo. 6th house is your basic work. Moon in Leo means being out there, moving around in front of an audience. Leo, let me shine for my basic work. The moon is all about movement, right? Let me shine. The Mars and the Venus in Virgo is something you see in a lot of actors also, but quite a few musicians, because it's the perfectionism, the willingness to keep working on stuff again and again. And then the very strong 12th house, the studio house, the 12th house, the protective space. He has Jupiter there, Jupiter in its own house, right? In Aquarius, technology. Probably in the studio, he's very knowledgeable. The pattern that I thought was very cool is one, strong Libra, the Sun and Mercury in Libra. You see that in these musicians all the time. They make good partnerships and they have a very strong sense of balance, of gracefulness. You know, raw beauty is Taurus, the other Venus-ruled sign. Raw, just natural beauty, right? A Rosario Dawson, that's a Taurian. I mean, it's wonderful, you know. But Libra is what makes it graceful. And their ability to work in partnerships with other people. He just won a Grammy in a partnership with another person. I mean, this is a natural for him. In the 8th house, he's very good at managing partnerships. 8th house is all about managing things. He has Mercury there as well. But it's interesting, that strong Libra, the strong Leo, and that Pisces rising, this is so much like Whitney Houston's chart, with the strong Virgo as well. That combination of planets right there. The Jupiter in the 12th house of spirit, Jupiter, the planet in its own house, the planet of spirit, with Pisces rising, learned how to sing in the church. It's a spiritual pursuit for him, though his real focus is his reputation, midheaven in the 10th house. So it's a really interesting combination, very interesting combination. One thing that's, it's funny, because he has the Mars and the Venus in Virgo in the 7th house, right? Venus and Virgo will tend to have relationships with people, like love relations with people you work with, right? It's just a funny position. Venus and Virgo is considered the fall position of Virgo. It's very personal. It's very introverted. It's a confidant position when it comes to the arts. In other words, other people, when they're working in the arts, want to share with him. They want to share their tricks with him. They want to share their insights with him. They go to him for advice. They go to him for an ear. So he's someone that listens to other people in partnerships. He's very open to hearing what other people have to say. The Mercury and Libra is the same thing. They want to know your opinion. Doesn't mean they don't have their own opinion, but they want to know your opinion. They want to incorporate that into it. It's, like I said, it's really a natural for someone who could be very successful because, the sun is sextile the Uranus. The sun is sextile The moon, the sun is sextile or trine to Jupiter. He has all these beautiful angles that connect, that are supportive. He also has, and this is the final thing, he has a quintile, the most creative aspect between his Saturn, highly elevated in the 9th house in Scorpio, and his Jupiter in the 12th house. He's very good about getting advice from older people. Saturn and Aquarius in the 12th house about how the ways of the world. He's very good at getting that and incorporating it into the work in his studio. It's a really interesting chart, but these are the patterns we've seen in a lot of these very talented musicians. So that's Bruno Mars, very talented Libran. Please come see us at Planetary Calendar Astrology on YouTube. Remember to subscribe. We do our Portrait each Tuesday. We do our forecasts on Fridays. And you can also come find us at planetarycalendar.com so you can get your calendars, your day planners, your pocket versions, your electronic versions, and of course, your books about astrology because you want to know what's going on. Until next time, be well.